All right, everyone, let's do some presentation and PowerPoint reviews. And so I'm super excited for this because, again, these presentations that I'll be looking at, one thing I have to say is I have never heard the person speak or give the presentation. I am only looking at the PowerPoint themselves and critiquing them. And if you're someone who wants to have your presentation critiqued, send them over to me at kit@bostonspeaks.com in the future so I can take a look at them. I am not holding back when I am giving these reviews. This is for your benefit. Don't take this as in I'm hating the presentation or PowerPoint. I'm only trying to help you get better because one of my main goals is to help you become a more powerful presenter at the end of the day. So let's get down to it. I'm going to be reviewing a few presentations today, and let me bring up the first one. I'm going to start sharing my screen. And so let me flip back. This is the PDF. And as you can see, I'm just going to go through all of the slides real quick. What I really enjoy is the branding, first of all. As you can see, the color is green and black. It's very nice looking. What you can see too is there's not a lot of text. As I'm scrolling through this, I can see that there's not a lot of text, and there are single slides with just one ideas and one thought. So as I'm looking into this, of course, this slide is not finished yet, but this is a slide where I'll be more interested in learning about, okay, so what is this about? Then I will have to listen to the speaker speak and listen about what they have to speak about. Okay, so if we look at the first page, talent acquisition in the DevOps cloud community. PS and KS. What do I like and what do I not like about this page? I like that it's using the word you, but it's talent acquisition in you, so you're involved. It also gives a little bit more information. DevOps, cloud, and community. I like how simple it is. PS and KS. So I know they say the names later, right? KS and PS. But one thought about this is, with PowerPoint presentations, what if people did not attend the slide or attend the presentation today and they wanted to reach out to you? They don't know your full name. I mean, they know PS and KS, but unless they watch the replay or they were there live in person, I'm going to say, unfortunately, they just won't know your name. So that is something just to think about, because when we go into presentations, most people do have a mindset of, oh yeah, there's going to be maybe a PowerPoint slide that I can look at later. I won't pay full attention right now. And some people might be thinking that. Okay, of course you know your name really well, but other people might forget it and they just want to remember it later. The bio and headshot slide. What I really like about this is that both of you are including personal things along with your title. I think that gives a personal touch to it really quickly. I'm going to go to the next slide. Again, this is the first time that I'm looking at these slides, so I'm just giving my first reactions just right away. Purpose. So I'm going to read this real quick. Talk you through why we believe every single person on this town hall plays one of the biggest parts in building an incredible working environment and how you can help us do it. Again, the branding is there. I like the light bulb, the green. Now, the purpose of this, I think it's great that the purpose is stated right up front, but we have to talk about how this purpose is structured. It's basically, when I first, again, I've never heard this been presented. I'm only reading this from the slide. But as I'm reading this, one thing that's good is, again, the purpose is stated, but I think the purpose or the sentence can be restructured so that it can be more beneficial for the audience, not for us, if that makes sense, okay? You see, when the sentence is broken down, it's basically saying, I want to tell you why we want to do this so you can help us achieve our goals. That's basically what you're saying, right? Of course, it's still, yes, I do understand it's helping all of us grow together, right? But I want to talk you through why we believe every single person, let's use a different word. I want to talk you through why every single person here at Walmart plays one of the single most important roles in helping Walmart grow as an organization. And I want to tell you how you can help us grow this organization. Now, it'll be more beneficial if it was restructured so that the audience has something to gain instead of us or the organization to gain. So that's the only critique that I have about this. How can you structure it so the audience has more to gain? Because at the end of the day, your audience is listening to you because maybe they have a problem, maybe there's an opportunity for them, but you have to show them really quickly why this talk will benefit them, okay? Them and us together, not just us, okay? Let me go on to the next one. We know you care about creating a workplace where you can feel happy, fulfilled, and connected, and have colleagues that you can relate to, learn from, and have fun. I love this, like I said earlier in the first slide with the purpose, this will go great in it. Of course, it's good that you have it. It's good that you have it here, but I would intermingle it with the purpose slide. You don't have to include these words in the purpose slide, but I would say definitely say that out loud, right? We're here at this town hall because we want to help you create more happy lives and again, you can even after you said that, you can repeat it again, okay? You can even say, now you go into, we know you care about creating a workplace where you can feel happy, fulfilled, and connected. You can repeat these things over and over again because, do you know why? This is what people want at the end of the day. I love how the words are bolded. We know you care, right? These are the things that matter to the audience about creating a workplace where you can feel happy, fulfilled, and connected, and have colleagues that you can relate to, learn from, and have fun. One suggestion I would give to this, which is not in the PowerPoint slide, if you're giving this presentation, it's good that you say this. You can also ask people to raise their hands, or if this is on a Zoom meeting, if you feel like we're talking to you, if you feel like this is what you care about, can you type in the word yes on the comments or raise your hand? And if there is something else that you do care about, type that into the comments and let us know more. So you can use the slide for more interaction as well. So let's set the stage. I love how simple this is, right? 1, 2, and 3. Let's set the stage. Current opportunities, diversity hiring, and how you can help us. So again, I would say this is good already, okay? As you explain it, you can also tweak this and make it better too by adding the word you in every single one of these, okay? You can even add the word you in here. Again, this is just another step up. For example, current opportunities that you can volunteer for to help out the community. Diversity hiring, so that just sometimes it doesn't work, sometimes it does work, but once you use the word you, people's ears will just perk up. How you can help us. Again, talk about why you want them to, why it's beneficial for them to help. Because even if we just hear this sentence, right? If someone says, hey, I want to tell you how you can help me. People don't want to hear that. I want to tell you how you can help us. I want to tell you how you can help me. No, I want to tell you how I can help you, okay? Or I want to tell you why helping us is of benefit. So maybe rephrase that in a way so it sounds better for the audience. Unless they are so willing to help already, then that's a great sentence to use. First thought to this is kind of hard to read. Maybe it's this green ball in the back, our glorious. It's a quote by Michelle Obama. I would even say you can get rid of the green ball. The purpose again here is to get the message across, and it's to get the quote across. This is just distracting at the background because my first thought was, this is hard to read. Okay, so I would definitely let's cut the green ball out. You know how sometimes, and I have to say this, sometimes we love our presentations or our creativity so much, we just want to put it in there, or maybe just go with branding, but you want to think of the audience experience throughout. So you want to see how easy is it for them to understand this? How easy is it for them to see it? So let me go to the next one. Oh, that's not the next one. I'm going to go back. Okay, diversity, equality, and inclusion data. This title is good, and I just want to tell you how you can step this up. Okay, you can also to step up titles. Again, this title is good. There's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with the title. I'm just want to add more spice to your PowerPoint. You can also include a question. How can diversity, equality, and inclusion help us? Right? Because once you frame it in a question, people are more likely to understand it as they read it. It's just more compelling to them. So that's another way to think about it, to frame it as a question. Companies who hire, retain, and develop diverse talent 35% are more likely to outperform the competitors. So a few things about these texts. This text is great for people who want to look at this PowerPoint a little bit later. But if you just pop on the screen, okay, imagine I'm talking about, like I'm going on. I can say, oh, here's what Michelle Obama said in 2017. Our glorious diversity, our diversity of faith and colors and creeds that is not a threat to who we are and makes us who we are. So ladies and gentlemen, I want to talk about next diversity, equality, and inclusion data. You see, what I want to talk about is XYZ. Okay, as I'm talking, you see how this screen that just went on? If I'm talking, people have to make a choice. Should I listen to the speaker or should I read the words on the page? Now, as a speaker, you have to say, should I read what's on the page or should I just speak? Okay, so again, there's not a lot of text on here already, which is good, but that is just something to think about. Okay, so what you can do is to make this stand out. Maybe the words that are more important, you can make them a little bit bigger. You can underline them, because again, the point is, if I'm talking, like I'm talking now, maybe some of you are trying to read the slide at the same time. If I'm talking, you can't read at the same time. But if I'm reading the slide, right, I want to talk about diversity, equality, and inclusion and what this data means. Company who hire, retain. If I'm reading it, you're more likely to follow along. So that's something to consider. You can make the text, some of the most important words here bigger. You can underline some words. But if you just want to leave these exactly like it is for people to read later, that is exactly what I'll do. Okay, of course, this is to be continued, right? Inclusion and diversity. Same thing here, right? You can frame this as a question. Again, this is pretty. It's good. It's straightforward, but it doesn't speak to the audience, right? It doesn't speak to the audience. I would have to listen to you. I would try to. I would have to hear what you have to say about this. But if you frame this in a question form, it will pop out. You don't always have to do it in question. You can do one in a question, one in not. You can also use the word, again, you in here. So bullet points, that's great. You can also include some kind of image, just as ideas as you're going through. You can also use a contrast, right? Compare and contrast one and another. So I want to talk about the theme that's going on. Okay, I want to talk about the theme that's going on right now. So the theme is again, there's nothing bad with this, but this is just how right now the theme is text, 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 text. So you can break up that variety by even including a photo, right? A photo, and you can just have a photo of Michelle Obama, and then you can read the quote. You can have Michelle Obama on the side and then have the quote on the left. So you want to break it up so it's just not all text, 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 and text. So next one, a question you may have is, how do we do this, right? This is a great slide because there is just one question. There's just one idea, and now you take the time to answer it. You can also use this as a prompt then to get people to start asking more questions. Most of the time, people ask questions usually at the end. So this is good that you can insert some times for questions right now. Okay, can you think of someone who you would love to work with? $2,000 or 2,000. What is that in? What is that? Let me sign in. euros? No. Anyway, 2,000 could be yours. I think this is great. You can get people to speak up. What I would do. Okay, let me look at the next slide. You can also, right, as you ask this question, could you think of someone who you love to work with? You can, on the next page, you can give examples of answers people might say. As an example, one question could be, if this fits. If this does not fit, don't use it. A question could be, can you think of the best leader that you have met or seen, and can you list out their top qualities? Okay, they might be answering on Zoom, they might be raising their hands, and you can say, hey, we've been thinking about this, and these are actually the top qualities that leaders have. And let me show you. Boom, 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 5, and 6, right? These are exactly some of the things that you've said. Why this will be helpful? It'll help people expand their minds. It'll help them see more. Just a thought. It's great alone just to get them to think and ask questions and just to speak up. That's great. That's great already. The referral program. This is great. It's right to the point, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Gets to the point. And list everything out, right? I will say, of course, try to go one by one. Like you click, one goes on, click, another one goes on, click, another one goes on. If you don't have that already, because if all of this pops on, again, I'm looking at this on PDF. If all of this goes on at the same time, people will be more likely to read the whole thing. So click, 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 click. Yeah, opportunities, it's getting done. Get in touch. Yeah, boom. Yeah, this is like, again, this is like a compare and contrast. Connect with me, as this slide is getting more done. Next steps. I would say this is pretty good already. I hope that you can take some of my suggestions and put that into good use. Some top things to consider. Again, if it's all text, and text, right? This is picture, right? You see how it's just different at the very end? Include a little bit of variety in the middle. It could be, add a picture in there somewhere. This is also variety too, by just putting on a screen just like this. So I do like the slide. It's right now it's only 19 slides. There might be a few more, but I think the slide length is good. So when you are giving this presentation, most people think they have to stay on a slide for too long. No, try to go through the slides sometimes faster than you think you need to, because people's attention span, it goes away super quick. So I think this is a great slide deck. I hope that this has been helpful. Okay, so that's one. I'm going to go into another presentation review, and this is one that I think is fun to do. I'm going to go into Google and type in startup deck, pitch decks. The startup pitch decks, one of the best ones to review, and this is going to be my last one for the day. Let me share my screen really quickly again. So let me go to Google. There we go. Best startup pitch decks. Okay, here we go. 30 legendary startup pitch decks and what you can learn from them. So, of course, there's a lot of numbers here, but I want to ask, if you are watching live right now, if you have any questions, let me know. Or if you want to pick a number, put a number in the chat. And I want to see, of course, they have Facebook to Airbnb to LinkedIn to YouTube. Put a number in the chat, and I want to reveal one of them right now. So let me know in the chat. Pick a number. Pick a number so I can review them. These are the 30 legendary startup pitch decks. What I usually like about pitch decks, this is on Google and they're pretty good already. You'll see that now, in most of my experiences, you'll see that even when you read them, they'll be very compelling to read. Okay, so Carolina says number 2. Carolina, thank you, Carolina. Okay, so we're going to go to number 2. Here we go. Oh, Airbnb. Let's go to Airbnb. So let's see. Again, this is like an old school. This is probably an old school deck. Okay, welcome. Airbnb. Again, this is the first time. We know it's Airbnb now, but they probably call it Air Bed and Breakfast. Book rooms with locals rather than hotels. Okay, this is good, right? This is what do I like about this? It's catchy. You kind of understand it already. At that time, though, it might seem like what is this about? Okay, book rooms with locals rather than hotels. This is very clear. It talks about the idea of this bed and breakfast. So I'm going to look at this from the mindset of not knowing Airbnb. I don't know, when was this? Back in like 2000. Let's say this is the beginning, and this idea of booking rooms with locals is totally insane. Okay, so now I might be intrigued. Either this is a crazy idea or this will work. One thing, this welcome, I don't think you need this welcome. It's just a waste of space. This is the intro slide, right? Air bed and breakfast. Air bed and breakfast. Let's go on to the next one. Okay, price hotel is no easy ways to exit. Okay. Okay. Now if they have a theme, they will keep it. It's good to keep it going, but yeah, this is good to have problem here, right? One thing I would suggest. Now again, I have not seen the speaker present this, but if this all pops out at once, I would say click, click, and click. What you can also do to make this look a little bit better, you can have, those like 3 images, image, and then the problem, image, and then problem, image, and then problem. But I love how this is saying price is an important concern for customers booking travel online. Hotels leave you disconnected from the city and its culture. No easy way exists to book a room with a local or become a host. Okay. Let me tell you why I like this slide. They probably took a lot of work to condense it down to these sentences. And you see how they have them in bold? This is good because they're putting the most important things in bold. So this is a great tactic. I'm not sure if you've read blogs or emails where they have a bunch of text and sometimes they bold the words where they want you to pay attention. Here's exactly what they're doing. That's something that you can definitely copy. If you have a lot of text on your PowerPoint, bold them. You see how they're using the word you, right? Hotels leave you disconnected from the city and its culture. They're speaking to you, the audience, even if this to investors, right? They're speaking to investors, and even though the investors are not target audience members, they say, oh, hey, when you use the word you, their ears will just still perk up. What I also like about this, it's very the text is really easy to understand. It's not dense. It's like having a conversation, right? It's not too high tech, the language. Okay, let's move on. A solution, right? Now they have the 1, 2, and 3, so it could be a theme where they have like boom, boom, and boom. Right now, it could be before and after if they was doing the 3 pictures. A web platform where users can rent out this space to host travelers to 1, save money when traveling, make money when hosting, share culture, local connection to the city. Now, okay, I do. Even though this is an old school pitch deck, do you see how when you are reading this pitch deck, it's compelling actually. Here's the problem, here's the solution. I mean, it makes sense for now. Okay, we know what Airbnb is, but at the same time, it's very digestible. I want you to know there's not a lot of text on there. They make it very easy to read. Okay. Again, they do good with making what they want to emphasize bigger, right? Save money is bigger. Save money, make money, share culture. And as we can see, Airbnb is definitely doing that, right? Again, one of the things I want to highlight here is what's important to the audience. Again, it's not just about traveling. It's not about hosting. It's not about local connections to the city. Most of the time, most people, when they're creating their ideas, they would probably highlight this, right? Oh, traveling is our idea. Oh, hosting is our idea. Oh, making local connections to the city is our idea. But no, they're talking about what the audience can gain and get. And so that's why they're highlighting these things. Okay, very simple. Look, I love how they have a compare and kind of like a compare and contrast, right? Left and right. This is kind of like those fitness, like before 10 pounds, before you lose 10 pounds, here's after I lose 10 pounds. People love to see this stuff, right? Market validation. It's so easy to understand, right? 630,000 on temporary housing sites, couch surfing, and then 17,000 on house listing on Craigslist. So they made this market validation so easy to understand. It's not like a bunch of graphs where you have to dissect the data. No, it's like boom, right? They highlighted these numbers because here's the thing, they made these bigger, and it also looks bigger to us, doesn't it? Oh, look at this, right? They're playing with sizes. So our eyes knows how to follow. So these two slides, right? Our eyes, it probably goes from left to right. Same thing here, right? Left to right, market size, right? They make it so easy to look at the numbers and understand the numbers. It doesn't take work from us, you know. It doesn't take that much work from us. Of course, if we're reading this, we have to take work and read it. Again, they're bolding the words and they're making the words that are important, right? So if we just glance at it, well, we'll just read 1.9 million trips booked, 532 million budgets and online trips. We might not even read this because it might not even be that important, right? 10.6 million trips with Airbnb. Look, here's the most important things. We're just glancing at it and we understand this. If you're watching live right now, what are your thoughts about this Airbnb slide deck? I would love to hear. And I'm just gonna go back to the chat really quickly. I would love to hear what are your thoughts about this slide. And if you're watching live with me right now, even Carolina, if you're still watching right now, if you want to come on and react to this pitch deck, I'm happy to send over an invite link, or anyone else if you want to comment with me. I'm not the only expert here. I want to hear what you're thinking as well. So let me know your thoughts as we're moving on and we're doing more of this. Okay, let's go back right into it. Okay, let me put this up again. Now, another thing I like about this is there's only 12 slides, right? They packed a lot of information in 12 slides. Left to right. Look, they have something about left to right. Left to right. There's not a lot of text. So when there's not a lot of text, it really depends on how good the presenter or speaker is by telling the stories, by presenting their information. Look, they're describing their product, right? You search by the city, you view listings, and you book it. They make it so easy. Of course, it's not that easy in real life, right? But they make, of course, you know, like the behind the scenes stuff, but they make it seem like it's so easy. That's why it works, right? Because like Amazon, if you want to buy something nowadays, you just have to click it once. In this PowerPoint, they also make it easy for you to understand. Business model. Boom, you know, that's it. We take a 10% commission on each transaction, and they show you really quickly how much they can earn. I mean, it's hard not to be like, oh, I want to invest in you. This is how much we're earning because this is how much people are making. They have validation right now. Market adoption. Now, as you can see, this is like one of the first slides where it's more dense, but it's still not that dense at all, right? It's still not that dense. I love how they have screenshots and more data, right? Market adoption. This slide is to show people that people are agreeing with what they're doing. You know, it's actually working with, you know, like Orbitz, Kayak, right? Go Local. We have these people supporting you. That's what they want to get through, right? These people are supporting us. This is working, so therefore you should support us. Competition. I love the slide. People love these things. If you have read any books like Rich Dad, Poor Dad, or some books that just give you a framework, people want to see a framework and they want to see how things fit in, right? Affordable, online transaction. Better, you know, of course, you want to put the best things to the right. So competition, you know, people love frameworks like this. Competitive advantage. First to market, as you can see, boom, 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 boom. You know, they'll probably click on one at a time. Of course, this is dummy text here. As you can see, one thing I want to walk you through. You see how the slides are easy to understand in the beginning, and then make it more detailed at the end. That is something that you can think about because you want to get people's attention, right? Oh, it's so easy. Oh yeah, look, it looks good. Once you're bringing them in, you're hooking them in, and if people are interested, they actually do want more details. Think about the last time you wanted to buy a product and you were very interested. Don't you just want to go on and read everything about the product, right? So think of that as a presentation method. Grab their attention, and then when you have their interest, you can get a little bit more detailed because people care about it. Okay, there we go. Right, it's not even 12 slides. It's 10 slides. Maybe they had more slides, but I have to say that deck was that was pretty good. What do you think? Of course, that was a startup pitch deck for Airbnb, but your presentations, PowerPoints can look exactly like that, right? It could actually follow the same format. What's the problem for us for our presentation today? What's the solution that I want to present? What's the situation that we're in? Make it easy to understand. Go from left to right, as you see from the Airbnb slide. Make it text heavy, make it bold out the words that you want people to understand. Make it relevant for the audience. That Airbnb deck was a good example of a good PowerPoint, along with our first one today, where there was good theme. The text was not that heavy, and it depends also. Again, I'm looking at these slide decks. I haven't heard the speakers yet, but I enjoy looking at these slide decks. And maybe you've seen these slide decks too, and you're saying, "Oh yeah, they're not so bad. I can probably sit down for an hour just to listen to them." Right? They're making it more interesting. So I hope you found this beneficial for today. If you have any questions, you can pop them on right now. I'll be doing more of these presentations and PowerPoint reviews in the future, and you can email me at kit@bostonspeaks.com. Now, if you want to up your speaking game, I also have a speaking assessment that you can take at bostonspeaks.com to find out what's holding your speaking back, and exactly what you can do to level up your presentation and public speaking. Again, my name is Kit Pang. I'm here to help you become a confident, engaging, and persuasive speaker. And if you're watching this live stream, maybe you're on Facebook, maybe you're on LinkedIn, come on over to Boston Speaks YouTube channel and subscribe, where I'll be creating content like this and more to help you become a better speaker. That's it for today. Have a good one, everyone.